Welcome, guys, gals, and girls alike to another episode of the Border Hoppers. And today, you might see me mostly on a single person episode. And yes, uh, this because we are actually starting a new series of the podcast or we're actually starting a new series of the podcast named or called the Rant or the Rant. A new series on the podcast where both me or my co-host rants about stuff we really like or we really want to talk about. So this is just like mostly a placeholder episodes just for whenever we actually do make an action episode. We may use these as practice for the newest episode, but for now we're just using these as placeholders. And yes, we're uploading these on YouTube and everywhere else you can find our content. Maybe if I can find a way we can have it on here too. But yeah, check us out. I have a link tree as well. Clicking that on the description below on one of these platforms. But yes, this is I'm gonna make the new intro now, so you can hear this and that. So, welcome, guys, gals, and real like to the rant. So today's rant is gonna be talking about this mini series right on YouTube. If you guys never watched it, please watch it. Actually, you should watch the miniseries. It's really good and really interesting as well. So, what miniseries am I talking about? Right, I am talking about Wayne. If you guys never have seen it, you're missing out on a lot. But mostly, this is not going to be talking too much about the show. I can make another rant episode if you guys want. I can make another rant episode about talking about Wayne. Um, but for now, this is just outside of Wayne. So you should watch Wayne before you watch this. And this is not talking about the story or how I wanted the story to go actually on. This is mostly just talking about the personal lives of the actors and how I found something really interesting about them. Or suppose this is just information I have now, but I haven't went too much in debt. I did go a little bit too much in debt, but for now, it's just for now, it's just some of the information I found really convincing. So, and I can link down some of the things I use for information. So yeah, but any further ado, yeah, and this time I actually have a transcript, or not really a transcript, but I have more of a script now instead of just using my fucking mind off of anything. But yeah, okay. Any further ado? Oh, and before we go on this episode, this mask is not for like just scare people because I'm not gonna scare anyone. This makes me look more like a pussy, but it's gonna help me a little bit on not getting my shit leaked yet. And I have nothing on my wall they can tell you that I'm gonna get leaked. For now, I actually took down a little shit there because I'm not trying to get my shit leaked either. But the lighting is nice, and why not make an episode? And yep, like I said, placeholders for now. But we are gonna be uploading new episodes. But this is just a rant. This mess is gonna smell like shit after this fucking episode. So any further ado, so have you ever seen the miniseries Wayne? It's on YouTube, or it's more like on YouTube Premium. But I don't want to give it out a little bit. But you can watch it for free. I'm not gonna tell you how, but you can. It's like you can find it free on YouTube as well. But mostly it's on YouTube Premium. So watch Wayne. You can never ever see a better show than Wayne, because goddamn. Okay, so in mostly me, I've watched it possibly 7 times. The episodes keep going longer after like the first few, and yeah, I watched it too many times. But yeah, there's nothing that makes me bored of the show. It really is like every other episode. Like one episode makes me want to go to the next one. The other episode wants me to go to the next one. It's just like the show gets so much better after like the first shows, and it gets way so much cooler. Like I can't even tell you how good the episodes are. They're just that good, and you should watch it if you really want to watch a show. They're talking about like people in Boston, how they act and shit, or have like stereotypical kind of maybe, but it's really on spot so most of the time. And like the more I watch this show, it just got me like more intrigued to the show. It made me get stuck more on the show. Basically, the show is just talking about so basically most of them just like basically or the show in a nutshell is a kid is trying to get a car, that is all the way in fucking California. Remember this, he lives in Boston, right? And he's a teenager. He's a 17-year-old teenager. How else do you think he's gonna get that car? Not buy a car, because he doesn't have a car, dumbass. His car got stolen. Or more of a context, his dad, right? His dad, uh, he got sick overworking, right? And he did have a wife. That's how how Wayne was born. But basically, it was um the dad got sick over his job. He got tired, and he got mentally and physically like tired of the work. He got pain. He was in his deathbed basically, right? Or he got cancer. My bad. He got cancer for all the work he's done and shit like that, right? So the wife that he was with at that time. So I think she just left left the dude with the kid with another dude, and the dad bought Wayne a car, right? A car, but now he can't give it to him because him and his new boyfriend, or her and her new boyfriend, they ran away with the car. So now he doesn't have anything to leave his son with, and like. Wayne was never a good kid either. He was always getting suspended, always getting in trouble in school. He was never a school person. So yeah, that's one thing. So basically it's just finding a car, right? Uh, and about the car too, it was a really nice car. It's a golden shit. I don't remember what car it was, but it looked really nice. It possibly looked like a Corvette or a Challenger. But anyways, um, but yeah, he died on the show, or he died right. And like the first episode was crazy. I love the first episode. Yeah, he died, but but he actually had some information for Wayne to use to go retrieve the car, but he didn't want him to retrieve the car. But Wayne felt like, because like he died, that was his dream to do, or that was his dream car, so he had to go, right? Who wouldn't go for a car? And yeah, so the only possible way he can get his car back was on a motorcycle. Funny, actually. I don't know where he got the motorcycle. I think it was like maybe his parents, or maybe his, right? You never know. He had a lot of shit growing up for some reason. I don't know why, but he never had a mother, so eh. But yeah, and basically around the show too, he had a love interest as well. Love interest, right? Dell. That's the name of the other protagonist on the show. Dell. They were the best couple ever. I can't even explain to you how much of a couple. Like, I want what they're having, right? Oh my god, I love them so fucking much. And my bad for the stubbing on the fucking microphone, but they are so fucking awesome. They're like, even like Dell is not much of a romantic person, but she is romantic sometimes. I don't know. It's weird how the relationship works, but I love them mostly. But yeah, so yeah, he found out he had a love interest during the show as well. So him and her, like, bro, actually, kidnapped her daughter a little bit. Like, he wasn't wrong on the second episode, because the second episode he went to the police station telling that her daughter got kidnapped. Not really, but yeah, sure. Like, he did kidnap her, but not as much kidnapping, because she consented to go with him to California to find a car. So, but that's more of you to watch the show, because it's really fucking good. Anyways, yeah. So basically, that's the show. Um, and you know what? And the most sweetest part about the the relationship they had, right, is that he had a crush on her since long ago, right? Like, both of them weren't young at a point, or they are young. My dumbass. But anyways, um, it wasn't like much of a stalker kind, but he really cared about this girl so much. But she didn't never knew nothing about him, right? Until actually into the show. It was like, because she found out that Wayne was actually really, really in love with Dell, but she never knew, because she wasn't much of a romantical person. She was, but after her mom died, it's just she was just mentally drained after that, and she did not want to love anyone else or try to love someone else. And plus, because she wasn't much of a love person, or much of a physical, or much of a, like, uh, a lot of more of a social person, she felt like maybe she should just stick to herself, and maybe one friend, or maybe herself, right? And I wouldn't judge her, type shit. I would have done the same fucking thing. I don't want to talk to people, but I still do, because I ain't gonna get a job if I don't. But anyways, yeah. Oh, and so basically this fucking rant is talking about how I actually kind of maybe found out that they're like Wayne and Dell, both protagonists in the show, are actually dating in real life. I am not sure. Please do not quote me on this. This is just some of the information I actually found on the internet, and oh my god, I've been such a fucking exciting. I've wanted to do this episode for so long, but I never had the time because I thought maybe not doing it, but maybe doing it at the same time because it's not as bad either. It's really more of like a fun, fun topic I can talk about. And yes, so some of the information I found, or basically kind of found, was that so I was on this other podcast, right? So both the actors, Mark McKenna and Ciara Bravo, both are Wayne and Dell in the show. That's one thing. My bad if I say their names. Please don't try to contact them if you want to. This is just for fun. This is for educational purposes, kind of. So, anyways, so watch the episode of or the podcast. Anna Faris and is unqualified is the podcast. I wish you my bad. Anna Anna Faris is unqualified. The podcast. The what's it called? The title of the podcast for that one is Sierra Bravo. I watched the whole thing and I found out the information, and I sticked around for the whole thing. I even gave it a like and shit. Anyways, so yeah, this was like the first ever time I actually researched about a person. Not even in like projects I've done for like school. I never done shit for that. I never put that much information on that. But I did find and did a lot of researching on them, kind of not as much, but like I went on to different websites to find the information about them. So don't call me weird. It's just for fun. But anyways, so yeah. So the first kind of clue I actually kind of found on them was the inside one of the parts of the episode is she was talking about like or the woman or the host was asking her like what is your like your or what was your relationship status, right? What was your relationship status at that point? She was like, I am in a relationship with this Irish guy. Irish. And if you actually go check out the actor for Wayne, right? Wayne or Mark McKenna, he's an Irish actor and singer. Like I can't even tell you how much like of a joy I got off of that. Like I can show you right now. Try to see if I can share my screen. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. So yeah, he is an Irish actor, right? Think about that for a second. Um, think about that, right? He's an actor. I mean, or mostly he's Irish, and there's not much of information. Like if you go on Google and search up Mark McKenna girlfriend. My bad for the fucking recent comics. It's Irish, right? It doesn't show anything about them. There's a lot of pictures of them. They're really adorable. I love them. I love them so much. Yeah, they are just the best, bro. But there isn't any information talking about how like they're actually dating or not. But Christ, I can't even explain to you how much I love the relationship in the show and in person. But I'm not sure 100%. And I did read this other Reddit post talking about how they're actually dating because of this information and that information. Like mostly what I've said so far, but it's kind of more of like I think a longer version of them. So yeah, and supposedly it's like more of a long distance relationship. If you want to go watch the podcast, I'm gonna link it down below here as well, or in wherever I'm posting this. But yeah, the podcast or she mostly talks about like how they are really doing long distance at that point on time. Yeah, they were like doing long distance and shit, and how like they were actually dating, but because long distance shit, they were really loyal to each other, and I love them so much for that. Like I can't even explain to you how much joy it brought me when I actually knew that they were actually dating in real life and on the show. So yeah, it was. like oh, so much fucking adorable. My bad for so sharing my screen, but yeah, it's just they're so fucking adorable. I can't even explain to you how much I love them. So yeah, this is a part of the episode. I'm like, if I get copyright strike, I'm so sorry. And I'm only gonna use this part of the episode of the podcast. I'm gonna link every social media, not really much of social media, but I'm gonna link the Spotify podcast on wherever the description on here, so I don't get copyright strike. But yes, this is the podcast I saw it on. Give me a second, I'm trying to find it. Okay, this one. So yeah, this is the part if y'all want.
Time I was there, this was when my partner and I had first started dating. We weren't even really dating yet at this point. And I was over there to like celebrate my 21st birthday. Of course, celebrate 21 in a country where you're legal at 18.
So wait, you went there, but you guys weren't really together yet?
So I had already had plans to go there, and then we had filmed a show together a couple months prior, and I was like, I'm gonna be over there, let's hang out. Happy accident.
Amazing. So wait, there must have been like flirtation and attraction when you guys were working together.
Of course, but I'm always very hesitant about dating my coworkers.
Yeah.
It feels like such a cliche, but then also like, oh my God, what a nightmare if it doesn't go.
And this is the part where I was so excited. I was like, they're actually dating. You see, she's talking about how she's really terrified of how dating someone that she knows on a show is kind of scary. And I wouldn't understand that because I'm not an actor. But in some perspective, you could understand how like it would be really weird trying to date someone that you just knew on a casting show. You never know how they are in person, right? That's one of the clues I found off of them.
Right, and then it was a TV show, and what if we got picked up for a second season and we had to work together? Like, that's my biggest fear. Also,
Okay, I'm sorry for pausing again, but they had to cancel Wayne. They were gonna have a second season. It stopped at a cliffhanger. That's how bad it was. Amazon picked it up, but I don't think they've done anything of it. It's been a long time since they actually talked about talked about the show. There's supposed to be a second season, but now we know it hasn't been. It's been years. I don't know what I can tell you now, but yeah.
Just adored him so much as a person. I wanted him to be in my life for a long time. And I always worry about like getting into relationships and ruining the possibility of having that person in my life for an extended period of time.
I can't believe how pragmatic you are. That's amazing. Oh my God, at 20, you're 23?
23, yeah.
I was like dating my first husband, and I just always threw caution to the wind when it came to love.
Mm-hmm. But isn't that kind of nice? Isn't that great?
Well,
in a way, do you feel? I'm sure it comes back to bite you in that. But isn't there something like sort of fun and romantic? Like, I don't know. Of course, listen to me. I'm the complete opposite, where I'm like, no, we can't love each other because I love you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you were much wiser. I was just like a cute guy like me. Oh God.
Okay.
Yep, totally.
But yeah, this I don't want to use much of her podcast. I'm not gonna just be using her information as much, or I don't want to. I love the podcast. Really, it's a really good podcast, but I don't want to be using most of the information just because. So I'm just gonna use that part. But if you want to keep watching the podcast, you can go over there, check it out. I've only seen that episode, so I haven't seen most of the episodes, but I will. They have one for the guy in Shameless. I don't remember the guy in his name, but it's like Ginger, I think. If you guys have seen Shameless, that's another good show. You should watch it. It's a long show, but it's really good. They made one for Cameron Moganhan, best fucking or not much actor. But he's played the Joker as well. But they have one for his in this podcast as well. Check that shit out. It's a really good show or podcast. But that's mostly off of where I found the information for. So yeah, I've seen the show for so many times. You should watch it as well. It's really good. But again, this is where we stop for the podcast. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please check out the shows on the link tree below on this the bio wherever I'm posting. If it's on YouTube, really easy. If it's the other kinds of uh the other platforms, it's gonna be kind of hard, but just try to read it. Just go on to YouTube; it's more easier. But again, thank you a lot for you guys for watching the podcast, sharing our podcast, listening to the podcast, and everything else. It's been a really fun time doing these podcasts. It's mostly just for fun, I'm not for now. I'm not trying to make money off of it for now, but I would if I did have the chance to get money. Well, why not? But this is mostly just for fun, and yeah, we're making this episode just for the viewers to enjoy and to actually feel, or not to get bored of the show. It's I'm not gonna tell you it's really fun to watch, but it's fun to watch too. But anyways, thank you guys again for all the support you guys given us. If I could put the socials on this side or somewhere or on the bio or on the video, please check them out. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and on YouTube Music or YouTube Podcast mostly. But it's called YouTube Music. But you can check our shit out on those three as well. And yeah, it's follow our Instagram, follow our Twitter. I mean Twitter as well, but we don't use much of Twitter. But follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Those three. Follow us there. Linktree is gonna be linked down below. And again, thank you guys so much for the likes and posts and stuff. This podcast is really catching a lot of people's attention, and I didn't know it was gonna happen like that. But thank you guys a lot, so fucking much. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We may make more rant episodes, but for now, this is mostly a break for us, or me and my co-host, because we're mostly on doing our own things. But I did have time to do an episode, so yeah. But anyways, thank you guys again so much. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you come back for the new episodes and our longer episodes. But yeah, again, thank you so much, and we will see you again on another light year, another decade, another century. But we will be back for another episode, and please tell me if this episode comes out good. Thank you. And before I leave, one more thing. So sorry for the third episode. That was the first ever time I actually tried to edit an audio, and I'm trying to do my best on this one because that one really fucked up because we had 3 people on them, and so it was not much help not being good at editing. So again, so sorry, but thank you guys for sticking around for this long. Again, I don't know how to thank you guys, but thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. I am gone. I'm doing this late at night and to the recording montage. Not on this, but I mean my own recording montage. But thank you guys again. Goodbye. And see you again next time. Bye, y'all.